From the CBS Bay Area studios, this is KPIX 5 News.
Welcome back to KPIX 5 this morning. Time now 6:30. I'm Melissa Caen.
And I'm Julie Watts.
California will hold her first presidential campaign rally today in Oakland. The Democrat officially announced on Monday of last week that she plans to seek her party's nomination in 2020. Now, she's only been in the Senate a couple of years, but she reached national prominence for her tough questioning of President Trump's appointees. The rally for Harris will be held today at noon at Oakland's Frank Ogawa Plaza. That's that plaza right in front of the City Hall. Her campaign theme, For the People, is meant to highlight her career as a prosecutor, most recently as California's Attorney General. More road closures are going to follow today, including some restrictions on foot traffic along 14th Street. So if you're taking BART to the rally, you'll need to exit at 19th Street because the 12th Street station will be closed. The system will run extra trains after the event to help clear out those crowds.
Now, Harris is the first California Democrat to run for the White House since former Governor Jerry Brown in 1992. Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti and Congressman Eric Swalwell of Dublin are two other Californians reportedly thinking about running. Other Democrats already in the 2020 race include former Secretary of Housing and Urban Development Julian Castro, Maryland Congressman John Delaney, Hawaii Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard, Senator Kirsten Gillibrand of New York, and Senator Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts. Many others are pondering a run.
And federal agencies are starting to reopen after an agreement to end the 5-week partial shutdown of the government. Shuttered museums and parks are opening again or preparing to do so. Federal workers who haven't been getting paid are expected to get their retroactive checks later this week.
Santa Cruz police right now are looking for a man accused of stabbing two people. Police say Dennis Wells stabbed two men near Pacific Avenue and Maple Street Friday night. Both victims are still in the hospital this morning with life-threatening injuries. And in Sonoma County, Rohnert Park police are looking for this man. They say he walked into a Metro PCS store yesterday, pointed a gun at the clerk, and demanded money and merchandise. The suspect got away. Oakland's Jack London Square was filled with hundreds of A's fans for the annual Fan Fest. Yesterday, fans got to meet their favorite players, and the team also showcased its future. Fans got a glimpse of the proposed new ballpark at the Howard Terminal near Jack London Square, and a gondola system that would transport fans from downtown Oakland to the new stadium.
It'd be a great way to bring people to our new ballpark at the waterfront, but also an amazing way to showcase Oakland, to have incredible views of the waterfront and of the Oakland Hills.
Now, some say it would be very difficult to get multiple local and state agencies to sign off on the gondola project, but if it does get approved, the A's would like to break ground on that ballpark and the gondola by late 2020 or early 2021, with hopes of opening the ballpark by 2023.
Police are pushing back against a new state law meant to increase transparency in law enforcement. The Right to Know Act requires law enforcement officials to publicly release officer personnel records related to use of force, sexual assault, and officer dishonesty. Advocates say that the law should be retroactive, but half a dozen agencies in Contra Costa County have filed a lawsuit challenging that interpretation. They say the law should only apply to incidents that happened after January 1st, when that law went into effect. Now, the case will be back in court next week. And some customers at a Florida Taco Bell got a little more than they bargained for. Now, it all started when a man went fishing and found a hand grenade. So he put it in his trunk and he drove to a nearby Taco Bell where he called police. A bomb squad showed up. They found out it was a grenade from World War II. They removed the explosive and no one was hurt.
Well, Boeing is taking a big step in the future of aviation. Its first test flight of driverless air taxis. You heard that right. The aircraft took off, hovered for about a minute, and then landed at an airport in Virginia last week. The prototype is 30 feet long and 28 feet wide. It uses electric propulsion and is designed to fly about 50 miles if you trust a driverless plane. Boeing and its competitors in the self-flying airspace believe they will revolutionize transportation. I will pass for now. Well, it was a big deal in figure skating and the Bay Area.
That's right. A teenager from Richmond has become the youngest person ever to win the U.S. Figure Skating Championship title. Elisa Liu is just 13 years old, but she nailed her triple axel at Friday night's competition in Detroit. Now, this is a feat that only 3 other American women have ever accomplished in competition. Now, Lisa sharpens her skills at the Oakland Ice Center, where she spends as much as 8 hours a day on the ice doing schoolwork in between training sessions.
To have somebody come out of our school and reach that potential is amazing. As her coach has mentioned, she just saw that in her from day one. She was taught, I think, 5.5, and there was just something, that look in the eye, and she thought, this one can do it, and she did.
Now, Elisa missed the cutoff age to compete in the Junior World Championships this year, and she's expected to hit the Olympic stage in 2022. That's the year of the Beijing Winter Games.
Here's one last look at your extended forecast. Sunny and 70 once again today. Goodness, I love living in the Bay Area in January. We do have increasing clouds as we make our way through the work week, and the rain returns towards the end of the week, Friday.
And we got a quick programming reminder starting tomorrow. KPIX 5 is launching a new newscast at 7 o'clock on weeknights. Join Ken Bastida, Paul Diano, and Elizabeth Cook for the latest Bay Area news. Thanks so much for joining us.